नमस्ते दोस्तों, आपका वैल्यू एजुकेटर चैनल में स्वागत है, जहां आप सीखते हो स्टॉक मार्केट में निवेश करके आप कैसे पैसे बना सकते हो। तो मेरा नाम है शशांक और ये वीडियो हम डिटेल में डिस्कस करेंगे अबाउट टॉप 10 मोनोपोली स्टॉक्स विच आर अवेलेबल इन इंडियन स्टॉक मार्केट। मैंने ऑलरेडी काफी अलग अलग जो केमिकल, फार्मास्यूटिकल, ये जो सेक्टर्स है, इसके रिलेटेड इंडिविजुअल स्टॉक्स के बारे में डिटेल वीडियो बनाया है जो आप मेरे चैनल पे देख सकते हो। और यदि आप चैनल पे नए हो तो जरूर ये चैनल को आप सब्सक्राइब कर लीजिए और बेल आइकन पे क्लिक किए ताकि ऐसे जो वीडियोस है आपको आगे जाके भी मिलते रहे। तो ये वीडियो में हम डिस्कस करेंगे टॉप 10 मोनोपोली स्टॉक्स इन इंडिया।
So let's start with the first company, which is Monopoly. The name of the company is Poshak and they have the absolute monopoly into Fojin. So Poshak manufactures Fojin and its derivatives. Poshak is a part of an Alembic group of the companies and they have the plants in Gujarat. If you check the products of the Poshak, then they are into isocyanates, chloroformates, carbamyls and chlorides. Let's first try to understand why this Fojin gas is very toxic and why there is a monopoly or very high entry barriers into this. So you must have known about the Bhopal gas tragedy which has happened in 1984, and due to this tragedy more than 5 lakh people got exposed and about 3,800 people got killed. The major reason for this Bhopal gas tragedy was there was a gas which got leaked out of one of the pesticide company which name was Union Carbide, and the name of the gas which got actually leaked out of their plant is methyl isocyanate. So methyl isocyanate is a gas which is a downstream derivative out of the Fojin, and that's why it is very difficult to handle, and due to same reason it created a very high entry barriers because there is an absolute control of the government for giving additional capacities for the production. If we check the uses of the Fojin, then it goes into pesticides, foam industry, fungicides, paint and dyes, organic synthesis, polymers and fine chemicals. So what is currently interesting thing which is going on into the Poshak? So this company actually got started in 1968 and till 2014 they have expanded their capacities from 14,040 metric ton to 4,800 metric ton per year. But there has been interesting development which has happened recently, which is companies expanding their capacities from 4,800 metric ton per year to 14,400 metric ton per year, which is 3 times increase in their total volumes or their total capacities. And very important thing one should understand about the Fojin industry is government don't give the permissions for everyone to increase their capacities. So there is absolutely no competitor for the Poshak, while Atul Limited have certain capacities for the Fogination, but most of the products are used internally and they are not into the selling of the Fojin or its derivatives, which gives the companies like Poshak very high competitive advantage. Let's now discuss about the second company which has established its monopoly. So the name of the company is Neogen Chemicals. And if you really wanted to understand in depth about the Neogen Chemicals, then I have already created about 1 hour video on the Neogen Chemicals. You can have a look at it. So Neogen Chemicals business is broadly divided into 2 segments: organic chemicals and inorganic chemicals. Under organic chemical division, they have the bromine as a major chemistry, while in inorganic chemical division, they mostly deal with the lithium based chemicals. There are 3 major verticals under organic chemicals, which are bromine compounds, advanced intermediates, and custom synthesis and contract manufacturing. So bromine have various uses starting from the flame retardants, dyes and pigments, agrochemicals, pharma intermediates and film photography. Out of that, the flame retardant segment is mostly a commodity segment in which Neogen Chemicals is currently not interested, and their major focus is going towards the more and more specialty applications of the bromine, which actually comes under their custom synthesis and manufacturing segment. So the meaning of the custom synthesis is that the companies like Neogen Chemicals manufacture very specific chemicals according to the client's needs. So these are the special chemicals which are specifically curated for their clients. If we check other manufacturer into bromination side, then it's Albemarle in USA, which have the joint venture with the Jordan Bromine Company. Then there is another company which is from Israel and the name of the company is ICL. Then Chemtura in USA, which was acquired by the Lanxess in 2017. And most of the global reserves for the bromine are found near the Dead Sea. ICL, Jordan, Albemarle and Lanxess collectively produce about 70% of the world's bromine. In India also there are the deposits at Run of Kutch for the bromination, And for the same reason, Neogen Chemicals has acquired Solaris Chemtech in 2017 to source the bromine. Let's discuss about their another segment, which is Inorganic Compounds, which is basically mostly lithium-based chemicals. So as we know, most of the uses which are coming up into the lithium are for the electric vehicle batteries. Apart from that, it is also used into HVAC system, which are the heavy air conditioning systems. Apart from that, lithium is also used into ceramic and glass, medication, polymer and fine chemicals. If we check the competitors for the lithium side, then we can see there are the companies out of China like Jiangxi Ganfeng, Tianqi Lithium, then Albemarle is there from USA. Apart from that, there is one more company from the Chile, and Pibara Minerals is also a competitor. But most of these companies are more into the commodity uses of the lithium. If we check most of the lithium which we get, it is either out of the Australia and the Chile, which are the largest producer for the lithium. Coming back to Neogen Chemicals, then Neogen Chemicals have various customers in organic and inorganic segment. In organic, they have the Piramal Pharma, Mylan, Aurobindo, Divi's, Solvay Group, Hetero and many more. In inorganic division, they have the customers like Thermax, Voltas, Kirloskar, and Neogen Chemical is supplying specific lithium-based chemicals for these customers, which generally use into the HVAC systems. Neogen Chemicals has been doing an aggressive capex from last 2 years, mostly into the bromination side, and some capex they have also done into the lithium or inorganic chemical side. In current financial year of 2023, they will be investing up to 150 crores at their Dahej site for expanding manufacturing capacity for the organic chemicals by 60,000 liters. Apart from that, they are also going to increase their inorganic salts capacity, which generally goes into electric batteries, from 1200 metric ton to 2400 metric ton in existing inorganic multi-purpose plants. Neogen Chemicals also going to set up about 400 metric ton per annum specialty lithium salts and additives for electrolyte in their existing inorganic multi-purpose plant. And final application of this capex is mostly into lithium-ion batteries, advanced chemistry cells, which are targeted for the trial approvals in intermediate markets and captive consumption for the manufacturing of the electrolyte. Management is targeting to get around 700 to 725 crores of the revenues till 2024 out of these additional capexes. In case of Neogen Chemicals, I personally think the management is very good. They are very dedicated and the execution is also very good till now, and I think the opportunity size is also very good. And Neogen Chemicals is the only company in India which have gone into the bromination and lithium side with a very specific and specialty application. I have created a separate detailed video on the Neogen Chemicals which you can check on my YouTube channel. Let's discuss about the third company, which is Garware High-Tech Films. So Garware High-Tech Films is a basically polyester based film manufacturing company. So for Garware, there are basic two divisions into their segment. First one is IPD, which is Industrial Product Division, and second one is CPD, which is Consumer Product Division. So IPD, if you check, it's more of a commodity kind of a division which includes polyester films, metallizer and coating, thermal lamination, and IPD products are more of a B2B products. While in CPD, which is Consumer Product Division, they are manufacturing sun control films and paint protection films, for which they have created a very good brand with the name Global, and they are mostly exporting their products under CPD division. So out of total revenues from the export, they get the largest revenues from the USA, followed by Europe and Middle East. If we check in this chart, the company is continuously trying to move towards CPD, which is consumer driven business, where they are able to establish very good brand, where the margins are also very good, where they have the pricing power compared to IPD division, which is more of a commodity business. In this chart, we can see out of total revenues, how much they get from the commodity segment and what are the revenues which are contributed from the specialty or the value-added products. So over the period of time, we can clearly see the management's focus is more on a value-added or the specialty films. So in 2017, only 48% of the revenues used to come from the value-added products, which has increased to 76% till 2022 financial year. And if we check, management is also incrementally putting their capex more towards the consumer-driven business. So recently, they have done the two capexes, 135 crores each. So first tranche of the 135 crores gone into the PPF, which is paint protection films, for which the plant is ready and current capacity utilization is more than 50%. Again, paint protection films, which means PPF is a very high valued products where the margins are very good, upwards of 30%. And apart from that, they have done another capex for their sun control film. So initially Garware used to manufacture this sun control film where the application was more on an automobile side, while currently the new capex which they have completed for the sun control film, the application would be on the architectural side. So these films can be used for the residential use or for the hotel chains to protect from the sun rays. Management is expecting additional 300 crores of revenues from the newly set up line for the sun control films, while another 300 crores of additional revenues will be coming from the PPF side. So both put together, we can expect that in next 2 years, additional of the 600 crores of the revenues can come. There are certain competitors for the Garware starting from 3M, Expel, Eastman, Lunnar. But if we check in this chart, then Garware is the only company in India which have the complete backward integration with them, and only second company in world with the complete backward integration. Let's now discuss about the next company, which is Fairchem Organics. So the Fairchem Organics have two business divisions. One is oleochemicals and second one is nutraceuticals. So the interesting thing about this company is their sourcing strategy, because their raw material is basically the waste material which comes while processing the edible oils. So over the period of time, Fairchem Organics is able to establish very strong relationships with their suppliers, and that is the key understanding one should have while studying the Fairchem Organics. Fairchem Organics is in the production of the dimer acid and linoleic acid, where they have the absolute monopoly. Over the period of time, Fairchem Organics able to increase their capacity substantially, and currently they have expanded their capacities from the 90,000 metric ton to 1,20,000 metric ton, where the full capacity utilization will be happening in next 2 to 3 years. Apart from that, Fairchem Organics will be also additionally launching certain new products with the better margins. I have created a very detailed video on the Fairchem Organics which you can watch on my YouTube channel. Let's discuss about the next company which have created their monopoly and what is the reason for that. So name of the company is Clean Sciences and Technology. So it's a chemical company, and most of the applications of the chemicals which are produced by the Clean Sciences goes into performance chemicals, aromatic and shelf life solutions, and pharmaceuticals. So here let's compare between the two companies. First one is a Clean Sciences and second one is a Camlin Fine Sciences. So most of the products manufactured by these companies are similar, but the production process is quite different. If we check in the case of MEHQ, then Clean Sciences manufacture it from the anisole route, while Camlin Fine Sciences manufacture MEHQ, which is the same product, from the hydroquinone route. So key difference here is when you manufacture the MEHQ from the anisole route, then the effluents are very less, it's a green process, and yield is very high. And it is also reflected when we'll check their margins and the ROC. And that is the key differentiation between the Clean Sciences and Camlin Fine Sciences. So due to technological competitive advantage which they have developed over the period of time, it is also reflected into the EBITDA margins of the Clean Sciences. So if we compare the Camlin and Clean Sciences EBITDA margin for FY22, so there has been a significant difference, where the Camlin Fine Sciences only able to post the margins of 11.3%. Clean Sciences at the same point of time posted a 44% EBITDA margin. And same has been reflected in the ROC chart. So this clearly signifies that the Clean Sciences have the technological advantage. In this chart, we can check the position for the Clean Sciences in global competitive market and in domestic market. So for MEHQ, they are largest in world and largest in India. For BHA also, they are largest in world and largest in India. For glycol, they are third largest in world and second largest in India. For anisole, they are largest in world and India. And they have proprietarily developed a specific process from the vapor phase reaction which is not available for their other competitors. Then again for the another product which is 4-MAP, again they have the highest capacities in world and India. For DCC, they are amongst largest in world and largest in India. And for ascorbyl palmitate, they are second largest in world and second largest in India. Let's discuss about the next company which is Tattva Chintan. So Tattva Chintan is manufacturing into various products starting from the PTCs, SDA, and then electrolyte salts. So here we can check the value chain for all the products. So it starts with the tertiary amines and alkyl halides, from which the PTC, which means phase transfer catalyst, are manufacturing. From the PTC we get the two products, which means structure directing agents. And apart from that, from PTC, they also manufacture the pharma and agro intermediates. SDA then goes into the application of zeolites, which is manufactured by the customers of the Tattva Chintan. And zeolites have the most of the application into the automobile vehicle emission control. Electrolyte salts is the newest application or the newest segment which Tattva Chintan has recently developed, and it is again one of the only manufacturer for the electrolyte salts in India. If we check in this table, most of the revenues for the FY22 came out of the SDS, which is about 52%. From PTC segment they got 22% revenues. From electrolyte salts it is hardly any revenues, but this segment is actually growing at very high rate, and in next 2 to 3 years we can see the substantial contribution from the electrolyte salts division. And then the fourth product segment is the PESC, which is pharma and agrochemical related intermediates which they develop. So if we check the domestic position for the Tattva Chintan for SDA, PTC and electrolyte salts, so in most of the products, they are the largest producer. And globally also, Tattva Chintan is one of the largest producer for the SDA, PTC and electrolyte salts. Tattva Chintan business was going through certain challenges due to their SDA segment, because SDA segment have the forward integrated application into zeolites. As I explained earlier, most of the application for the zeolites goes into emission control for the automobile vehicles. And due to COVID pandemic, the supply chains got disrupted and there has been a huge shortage of the electronic chips. And due to same reason, there has been a huge impact on their SDA segment, which is highest contributing segment for the Tattva Chintan. So if we check the revenue contribution from the SDA segment, then in 2018 it was hardly 20 crores, and in 2022 it has increased to 224 crores. But recently if we check from quarter 3 2022 onwards, revenues of the SDS kept on declining from the 53 crores to 40 crores in quarter 4 22 and just 6 crores in quarter 1 2023 financial year. And the major reason for decline in SDS revenues is shortage of the electronic chips. And as we can see here that SDA is a very high margin product. So the margins for the Tattva Chintan also got impacted at the same time. In FY22, when the SDA contribution out of total revenues was highest, the consolidated business of the Tattva Chintan also posted the highest margins at the EBITDA level, but it got declined to 19% in quarter 1 2023 compared to FY22 financial year, where the EBITDA margins was 27%. But I personally think Tattva Chintan business model is very good, where they have the niche differentiated products. The management also seems to be good. There are high entry barriers into the business because customer validation also takes a lot of time. It at least takes 4 to 5 years from the customers to get that product approved, and due to which this business have very high entry barriers. So I think Tattva Chintan business got impacted in short run due to chip shortages. But if we take a longer term call, then the business is very decent. Only issue is the with valuation. So I am going to wait if the stock comes to decent valuation for my new entry. Let's discuss about another business which is again a monopoly in India. The name of the business is Manorama Industries. So Manorama Industries manufacture the product called as cocoa butter equivalents. So most of the application of these products goes into chocolate, food and confectionery segment, and some of the applications are also into the cosmetic industry. Globally, cocoa butter equivalent is made from the shea nuts which are available mainly in the western region of the Africa. However, CB also can be produced from the other seeds like sal, mango, kokum, which are available in India. The most suitable raw material is the sal seed, which is available only in India, and this raw material is available very much in abundance. Over the period of time, Manorama Industries have developed their supply chains very well, where they procure their raw materials from the tribal people. So Manorama Industries have able to develop their supply chain over the period of time, which also act as an entry barrier for any new entrant. Manorama Industries have developed very good relations with the global giants like Ferrero, L'Oreal, The Body Shop, Mondelez, and one of the key reasons for these strong partnerships is their focus on R&D. I have again created separate dedicated video on Manorama Industries which you can watch on my YouTube channel. Apart from that, we discuss about Tattva Chintan. So again on a Tattva Chintan also there is a separate video which you can watch. Now let's discuss about another company which is Syngene International. So Syngene International business is based out of the CRO, which is Contract Research Organization, which means Syngenes offer these research services to global innovators from the pharmaceutical and agrochemical sectors. So Syngene International business is based out of 3 segments, which is dedicated R&D centers, discovery services, and development and manufacturing, which is their upcoming center, where the complete business is going to shift from the CRO, which they have currently, to the CRAMS, which is Contract Research and Manufacturing Services. In my 4-part pharma video series, I have explained these different terminologies like CRO, CDMO, CRAMS, or custom synthesis. So you can watch these videos for better understanding. Syngene have most of the global innovators as their clients, but out of that, BMS, Amgen and the Baxter are the top few. CRO business model can be compared with the IT type of business model. If we check the average cost of the research scientist, which is lowest in India, which is about $88,000, while compared with US it is $257,000. And if pharma or agrochemical company does the research on their own, then the cost per scientist is about $353,000. Syngene International over the period of time able to develop certain high-end capabilities which are biologics, peptides, cell and gene therapy, oligonucleotides and research informatics. So Syngene is one of a kind of a company which is based out of CRO currently in India with highest number of scientists, and Syngene also established their manufacturing unit by which they will be forward integrating and going to provide the complete solutions of CRAMS for global innovators. Now let's discuss about another business which is Suven Pharma, which is also a monopoly business segment. So Suven Pharma is a pharmaceutical company which only focuses into the development of the NCE based molecules, which is new chemical entity based molecule manufacturing, and they offer these services to again global innovators. In the previous case of the Syngene, they are into CRO, that means they are into the research part of the development, while Suven is into completely manufacturing part of the business. So Suven Pharma offers these services to pharma CDMO, specialty chemical CDMO, which is mostly agrochemicals, and they also offer formulations to their customers. If we check the product pipeline into the pharma segment for the Suven Pharma, then they have about 77 molecules in phase 1, 35 molecules in phase 2, 5 molecules in phase 3, and Suven Pharma over the period of time able to commercialize about 5 molecules, which is a great achievement in pharma segment. Apart from that, in specialty chemicals, they have 1 molecule which is currently in development, and they have already commercialized about 3 molecules. As explained earlier, Suven Pharma only focuses on the NCE, that means new chemical entity based manufacturing, due to which they have 40 to 50% of the EBITDA margins in their pharma CDMO business segment and about 25 to 30% EBITDA margins in their specialty chemical CDMO business segment. Over the period of time, Suven Pharma also developed certain technologies which are very niche, like high potency APIs and continuous flow chemistry. And due to all these reasons, Suven Pharma is very niche chemical company which have a very high focus on the NCE based molecules, which is reflected in their margins as well, and that's why it is one of a monopoly company in India which have very high focus on NCE molecule development for their global innovators. Now let's discuss about the last company which also have the monopoly in India. So the name of the company is Rajratan Global Wires. So this company is into manufacturing of the bead wire. The bead wire holds the tire to the rim. This product is very mature and its application have been unchanged for more than 5 decades. Hence the bead wire will be also used into the tires of the electric vehicles. So the applications of the bead wire will continue in future as well. In any type of a tire, beads wires are must, be it in cycles or trucks or any vehicle. There are certain entry barriers for this industry, because bead wires is just a 3 to 4% of the tire cost. So it's a very less cost product, but it is a very critical component which goes into the tire. If we check in this graph, we can compare between Rajratan Global Wire and Tata Steel capacity. So over the period of time, Rajratan actually increases capacity from just 5,000 metric ton per annum to 60,000 metric ton per annum, while Tata Steel capacity in 1996 was 14,400 and it increased to 30,000 metric ton per annum in 2021. And currently Rajratan Global Wire have the highest capacity of these bead wires in India, and they are the leaders into it. Apart from that, one should understand that the bead wires actually takes a lot of time from the customer's approval. So Rajratan Global Wire took around 3 years from the customer, which was Michelin, which is a tire manufacturing company, and that's why customer approvals can be good entry barriers for this industry. Rajratan Global Wires have about 72,000 metric ton per annum capacity at Pithampur, and they're going to expand this capacity by adding a separate capacity in Chennai of 60,000 metric ton per annum, and it will get online by 2024 financial year. Apart from that, Rajratan Global Wires also have another plant at Thailand with the capacity of 60,000 metric ton per annum. If we check the Indian clients for the Rajratan Global Wires, then they have the Balkrishna Industries, Apollo Tyres, SEAT, MRF, Goodyear, Michelin, Suprajit, JK Tires, TVS Tires. So if we check, the most of the tire companies are the customer for the Rajratan Global Wires, and similarly we can check the details for the Thailand as well. All the marquee tire manufacturers are the customers for the Rajratan Global Wires, and this is how Rajratan Global Wires is a leading producer of the bead wires in India and Thailand. I have also created a detailed video on Rajratan Global Wires, which you can check on my YouTube channel. So we have discussed about 10 different monopoly stocks which are available in India in different segments, and for most of these stocks I have created a separate videos which are most detailed videos which you can watch, and you will get a complete detailed understanding of their business, competition, what are their future plans, what kind of a capex they are doing, how is the management, how critical product is, what is their margins. You will get a complete details, so you can watch all these videos on my YouTube channel.
तो यदि आपको भी जानना है कि मैं मेरे पोर्टफोलियो में कौन से माइक्रो या स्मॉल कैप के जो स्टॉक्स है उनको ऐड कर रहा हूँ, कौन से बिजनेसेस में जो वैल्यूएशन है स्मॉल कैप के बिजनेसेस में या स्टॉक्स में वो करंटली डिसेंट वैल्यूएशंस पे है और आगे जाके दे हैव द ह्यूज ग्रोथ रन अवे विद देम, तो ऐसे जो स्टॉक्स है उनको वी आर गोइंग टू पिक इन आवर माइक्रो कैप क्लब। और यदि आपने माइक्रो कैप क्लब को अब तक सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया होगा तो इसकी भी जो लिंक है आपको नीचे डिस्क्रिप्शन में मिल जाएगी, या आप कमेंट सेक्शन में भी देख सकते हो, और ये जो माइक्रो कैप क्लब है उसको जरूर सब्सक्राइब कर सकते हो। रिसेंटली हमने एक स्टॉक में इन्वेस्ट किया था एंड इट हैज गॉन अप टू मोर देन 40% इन लास्ट 1 मंथ। तो यदि आपको भी ऐसे जो स्टॉक्स है उनके बारे में और ज्यादा जानकारी चाहिए होगी तो आप जरूर माइक्रो कैप क्लब को ज्वाइन कर सकते हो। इसकी जो लिंक है आपको नीचे डिस्क्रिप्शन में मिल जाएगी। और यदि आपको ये टॉप 10 मोनोपोली स्टॉक्स इन इंडिया का वीडियो जो है वो पसंद आया होगा तो जरूर इसे लाइक कर दीजिए, मेरे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए और बेल आइकन पे क्लिक कीजिए ताकि ऐसे जो वीडियोस है वो आपको आगे जाके भी मिलते रहे। और जरूर ये जो वीडियो है आप आपके सारे फ्रेंड्स के साथ शेयर कीजिए ताकि उनको भी काफी नॉलेज एंड अंडरस्टैंडिंग मिल जाएगा।